All right. Anyway, back on the black issue, basically, I want to talk about the last generation and other certain things. Basically, before I was ever born, I believe true integration was established. There were no black-only things and white-only things. As far as the words of the law, and a new era emerged of black interest-only things. And certainly white people were allowed to be involved, such as the NAACP. And perhaps there was even a need to a degree for such a thing to exist, but that need is long gone. And a need for something like the Black Panther Party, which I know the difference between the new Black Panther Party and the Black Panther Party, okay? So don't try to call me out on that. There's no need for that. Also, you got a lot of people out here that are black supremacists, okay? And you have different ones. You have liberation theology, and it's very anti-American, basically. It's self-segregationist. There's America, and there's us. Those of a common African origin, no matter what the country or mix of blood may be, no matter how light-skinned I am or who brought me up sometimes. They're just, I identify with black, and I preach against white, okay? And then you have other people like that. You have the Hebrew Israelites, and they're openly violent. They get their videos flagged a lot. And let me take an aside to say, when you flag a video, you do yourself a major disservice, okay? You're censoring someone. That's what you're doing. And you're asking for it. You're asking for censorship of your own. These glasses are fucked up, but I don't care. Whatever. When you violate the rights, you infringe or limit their rights, don't come crying to me when somebody limits yours, okay? So flagging a video is a bad idea. You got other people out there, you got people that say they're Moors, and these people are also very anti-white, and what these groups do is they try to identify with any black they can and induct them into their way of thinking. And if you disagree with a Hebrew Israelite, a black Hebrew Israelite, for instance, they'll say, well, you're a Hamite if you're black. They'll say, you're a Hamite. You're one of them black-ass Hamites. You're not even the offspring of Jacob. You're not a member of the tribes of Israel, which is insanity. So you got a viewer with a divisive name by claiming this sort of African root, okay? And did you know this? If you call a black man articulate, he takes it as an insult. That's wild. He said, well, that means you think every other black man ain't articulate. Of course, he would say, well, he'd say it articulately, not like me. One second. Anyway. Yeah, I'm pissed off. I've been told that I'm the bad guy my whole life. But it's not me. All right? I've never benefited from the white power structure at all. And I don't want to hear it anymore. 40 years of true equality have passed. And I'm fucking tired of it, man. It's not true equality. That's the problem. 40 years of more than equality, of special circumstances. You can have your own words, your own organizations that promote your own interest. But if someone of the white race only does this, it's considered racist. That's not acceptable anymore. We have a black president, and with that, we have 40 years that have passed of special circumstances for blacks. Now, I want to remind you that there were special circumstances before that, too. It was called segregation. And that was the norm, man. This country's been here for hundreds of years. This last 40 has been integrated. That's it. Is it a failure? Can I not ask that question? It seems like it sometimes. A lot of the times. Mainly in the light of hypocrisy, it seems like it. When I see certain murders not being called hate crimes, I see it like this. Okay, we can either not have the words hate crime, we just have violent crime with an appropriate punishment based on the action in spite of the motive, and there are aggravating circumstances and mitigating circumstances which may surround a particular case, affecting, therefore, the sentencing. But no hate crimes. No, well, this was motivated by race, so it's special. There are other things like this. There's if you get busted for drugs in Georgia, they fine you, and then they fine you 50% more just because it's a drug case. What I'm trying to tell you is, they is accent poet for segregation. They keep saying, we want these black interest-only things, and the American government owes a special obligation to black people. And that has got to stop, man. Either we are equal, or we are not equal. Which is it? Because white people have tried as hard as they can to say, yeah, we're all equal. Definitely, without question. What more could you want? But that's just it. That is what they want. More. And that's the problem. More. Too much will never be enough. There are two black heroes I want to talk about at this moment. One is Frederick Douglass. The other, not as much of a hero, but a actor and a pioneer for setting new standards for blacks, is Paul Robeson. In Robeson's acting career and growth of fame, he met Frederick Douglass as an old dying man. And Douglass told him to always agitate, no matter what. Never sit on your laurels, rest on your laurels, whatever. Never be satisfied with what you've attained for black people. Always agitate. And so that has been done. And it's agitating. And it's enough. Now I want to talk about the word tolerance. We're taught tolerance for races, ages, genders, and even now, sexual orientation, sexual preference, sexual identity, other things. Maybe one day we'll have a whole list of proclivities that we have to be sensitive to. And I kind of lost track of what I'm saying, but race doesn't mean the white race usually. When YouTube talks about protected groups, it's talking about everybody with white people. You can attack a white man based on his race, that's fine. The cat's distracting me and stuff, I'm sorry. But I know I wanted to talk about the word tolerance. Tolerance means you're putting up with something. Something that sucks. There's a flea biting me, but I'm tolerating it, friend. There's not really. It's just an example. You know, ants are crawling all over my feet, biting me, but I'm tolerating it. Eventually, I've got to wipe them off, though, man. I just can't tolerate it forever. So tolerance is not a good word to mean the opposite of racism. Also, racism, blacks have changed that, just as they claim to have changed the word nigger. The path you're going down now, it's been done, man. It's old hat, okay? And by the way, Australians have always said nigger, mate. But that's never been acceptable. It's not about the way you pronounce it. It's about who's saying it. You could be white, and you could be very urban, and you could be like, nigga, please. I was looking at them niggas, and I was like, and people will put up with it. They'll tolerate it, okay? But they think lowly of you, okay? And a lot of people call these people wiggers, and that's wrong, okay? It's whigger. That's the word you're looking for. And that's wrong to say, too. It's racist or whatever to say that. I'll get back to the word racist. When you say whigger, which is how you say it, because it's part white people, which is how you say that, okay? We're tired of people belittling us and pronouncing it white people, okay? It's white people. And there is Jesse Jackson is a good example where he says white people, and he says it very nice, very articulate black man. And we want you to say white and whigger if you're going to say that. Where the igger comes from, that's up to you. Okay, but the WH came from white. Now, we can say white. That's okay. We've earned it. Okay? We've earned it through our suffering. Now, back on the word racism. Black people claim to change the word nigger like you're trying to do. That's why I tell you, why don't we change some other words? Well, they changed one already. That's the word racism. It just means white. All right, I can exemplify this with the concept of white flight versus the concept of gentrification. So white flight is when you leave an area because it's getting a little dark out there, man. There's black people moving in, white people move out. They say, oh, that's racist. That man moving is racist. He's doing that because we's here. And then if you move into a black neighborhood from there, they're going to call you racist. They're going to say, that's gentrification. You're trying to raise our property values where we can't afford it. And that's racist. Well, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. No matter what move you literally make, you are racist. The fact is, racist just means white. That's all it means. People could call me racist. I don't care because I know they're misusing the word. They just mean I'm a white man and every move I make is racist. Man, the words we're looking for are bigotry, prejudiced. Now, there's no question I'm prejudiced. When I see a black guy with dreads and his boxers fully exposed, I prejudge him. Pardon me. You know, I prejudge him based on the actions of others. That's what I do. And I don't know that individual. But let me tell you a story about racism. I picked up a snake off the road, a rattlesnake, and it bit me. Can you believe that shit? And I had to go to the hospital. I was in there for months. And then I got out, and I went right back out to where I know that area is. And there were a lot of rattlesnakes. I saw when I went to pick it up, and it bit me. Jeez, man, this is definitely not the same rattlesnake. Why did it bite me? This is crazy. Now, that first one, I was just trying to help it. This one, I did kind of just want to pick it up. Maybe I invaded its space, and it bit me. Maybe it had a reason. I can excuse this. But I have to go to the hospital for months. And I did live through it. And right after, I went right out there to that field and found the first rattlesnake I could, because I know not all rattlesnakes are like that. And I grabbed that fucker up, and it bit me, and I went to the hospital. And now, after a while, after I did this for 40 years, 39 technically, I told someone, finally, I saw them about to do what I was about to do, and I said, hey, buddy, don't pick that snake up. It'll bite you. It may kill you. And they said, man, old man, you are twisted in your thinking, and you are a snakeist. And this is the 21st century, man. You're a thing of the past thing, and you're a snakeist, man. I can't believe you would snakely profile like that. I said, okay. And I'm sure that motherfucker did get bit eventually. And that's my story about racism. I think I'm going to end this video right here. Other words have been changed. The words we're looking for there are bigotry and prejudice. A lot of black people go, oh, black people can't be racist. Racist means there's a power structure. Okay, right. Well, quit saying racist when you mean bigoted, and we'll do it too. We're going to speak one language or not. I'll slip that in real quick. If you leave black people on their own, they oppose your language if the white man is there and oppressing them with their language. You stole our language. You stole our culture. We can't trace back our generations. Motherfucker, you don't know who your father is. How you going to blame me for anything past that generation? You know? But you leave them on their own, and so-called languages or pidgin languages, dialects, evolve linguistically, and you get things like patois and Creole, which is bastardized French and bastardized English, etc. And it's called a language. Well, it's not really. It's a de-evolution of a language, and that can happen in America too. You know, I'm Southern, and we talk a lot of Southern stuff that maybe people wouldn't even understand or pronounce things sometimes, more especially amongst each other, that people wouldn't understand. And it's like that with black people, but they take it to a whole other level. One guy can say her in a song, and suddenly they can all use an ER, but only when it's ear. Like, open up your and her what I'm saying. Why can't you say ER in other words like butter? Anyway, I'm going to cut it there. I'm about out of time.